Hey, this is me building and strategizing my 400k per year profit solo consulting business right in front of your eyes through a video series that follows the exact same framework every single day. I start by answering some questions from the audience. This means that you can ask your question down below in the comment section, then I'll read it through in tomorrow's video and answer your question. It is a good engagement hack and it gets me to connect with all of you and help you and give you some value, which is the sole point of creating content online. Then I run you through my business stats. This is a sheet that I fill out every single day. I've done it for the past 62 days, and the goal is to continue with it. It is the social growth of my channels. It is the cash, rev, and cost that I have on a day-to-day basis of running my business. Then I talk a little bit about my to-do list, so what I do to move the needle so that I can get to $1 million a year in personal profit, which is the ultimate goal with this business. And then in the end, I do some live strategy. I try to fix my bottlenecks in real time. So let's head into my daily updates channel. This is the channel you're watching right now. And if I go into community and then scroll all the way down until I haven't interacted with the comment, then it means that these are the new comments that I'll have to answer. So it's an absolute privilege. Keep asking your questions down below. So Gustav here has a question. You have your $1 million goal. Do you keep setting goals after that? What will your goals be in, let's say, 5 years? And how much money do you think you'll be making? So I think I'll just take it one question at a time here, bro. So yeah, I have a goal of making $1 million a year in personal profit. And Gustav was asking me if I'll keep setting goals after that. And 100%. I think your goals and where you are now is basically just a reflection of who you are as a person and the things that you do on a day-to-day basis. So the reason to why I want to do $1 million a year in personal profit is because I'm doing around $500,000 right now. And then when I'm doing $1 million a year, I probably want to do $2 million a year. And it's not in a greedy way of where like I want to sacrifice everything to make more money. But what I've realized is that the amount of money that I make is basically directly correlated to the things that I do, the things that I know, and the people that I'm associated with, and all of these things. It's basically just like a video game of like the level that you're at, right? So for me, it's more important of how I'm getting there, but I always set myself revenue numbers and goals because it's easy to measure, right? Either I do $1 million or I don't. And if I don't do $1 million, it's because I haven't figured something out. It's because I'm not smart enough to get to $1 million a year in personal profit, right? What will your goals be in, let's say, 5 years? That's a good question, bro. I have no idea, like monetary. Of course, I have goals of my own, like personal life. I want to own and have paid off my own home in Denmark, for example, in 5 years' time. I want to have 2 or 3 kids, hopefully at that time. There's of course some cars that I'd like. I want to take care of my family, these kind of things. So it's not so much about specific amount of money on my bank account. Obviously I have a number which will allow me to retire on paper, which means that I can sustain my current lifestyle of investments of that liquid number. So I of course have that number in mind. And how much money do you think you'll be making? Good question, bro. I have no idea, but I'm pretty confident that I'll make probably a few $100 million before I die. Yeah. I think like it always exponentially grows. That's what I've realized, right? I started my business 3.5 years ago, and I always like move the horizon to what I believe is possible, and I always try to do my best. And it seems like it's just a curve that is just exponential instead of linear, which is super cool. So it's not about the money. It's very important for me that this doesn't sound like I'm bragging or it's all about the money and all of these things, because I try my best to live a very holistic life where I don't measure my happiness and how good I am in how much money I make or how much money there's in my account. I couldn't really care less. Money to me is just a tool that allows me to do the things that I want, both for myself but also for the people around me. But I also know that money reflects me as a person and how well I'm doing in a sense of the things that I do every single day and the things that I know, right? So yeah. And how early in your journey did you realize okay, if I keep grinding and doing the right things in my business, I'll hit big numbers 3 to 5 years from now? I think I realized it pretty early on, right? I think within my first year in business, I was doing like around 8 to 10K a month. And I was like, damn, I'm making like the same as both of my parents combined 1 year into business. And I'm like this is crazy, So I think that was when I realized that there is a lot of potential in this space. And yeah, I've always just had a very high self-belief. So that, I think that went hand in hand. Gus, I appreciate your questions a lot, man, and I wish you all the best. So much value here. Thank you for your answer. Let's get to work. Dino, I wish you happy working session, huh? YouTube algo recommend this to me. Welcome, bro. Then it's doing its thing. That's nice. Then we have Mass here. It's a long one. Let's get started. For the past 6 months, I've been running a web design agency where I've acquired clients solely through lead forms on Meta, focused on service companies such as handymen, restaurants, coaches, other agencies, and probably a handful of clients you would know. Until now, I've just sold people a website, and in most cases only for a one-off fee and a little maintenance. This has been fine for being able to work full-time on it, but it's not a great way to scale. My questions are, if I were to start creating content, what type of content should I consider creating? Ooh la la. We need some space here, I think. If I were to start creating content, what type of content should I consider creating? Well, Mass, I think the best advice that I can give you for content creation is to reverse engineer your ultimate goals, and then what is the purpose of you creating content, right? Because if you want to stay in the agency world where you basically just scale with employees, so like every one employee can make, let's say, 20 websites a month. So like every time you have 20 clients, you hire a new person there. Then you probably need to be making like B2B, as you said, lead formats, like that very corporate LinkedIn content vibe. Maybe, bro, you want to be like me and you want to dive into like more of consulting. To, let's say that you want to target beginners, right? Then you'd need some different kinds of content in order to resonate with them. Maybe you want to consult other agencies on the things that you've done to get clients, how to get 10 clients a month from Facebook lead form. Then you need to create some different content, bro, right? So now we have consulting, we have the agency route. What is another route? Maybe you want to like add services, bro, to your current stack, right? So instead of only offering websites, maybe you want to go more full stack, which means that you can now open up a like new niches of clients, but also be known for more than just a website guy. So you want to transition away from only having people come to you because of your websites to coming to you because you're a mess and you're really good at what you do. So that will also create like a third or a fourth type of content. So the best advice that I can give you, Mass, is that are you creating content for the short-term cash and to attract clients? Are you creating content for the long term of building yourself a name and reputation? Or are you doing something in between? And then I think also, Mass, what you can do is that you can set platform-specific goals. For example, my LinkedIn is dedicated towards my Danish audience only. So I give them insights and learnings from me running my solo consulting business internationally, right? So I want to build myself a name in Denmark from being the best possible guy at scaling a consulting business abroad, right? So like a lot of my LinkedIn posts, just like my learnings and takeaways from this venture that I'm on. My Instagram is for like my overall personal brand, so it attracts clients, but it also builds me the name that I want to have online. And I know that my Instagram unlocks me a lot of possibilities and different ventures from very cool people, right? So it's also to like go broader and like even bigger. My YouTube is for client conversion only. I only focus on creating the right boring content that takes care of nurturing my ideal customer profile, because all of them, the top funnel traffic comes from IG. So like I have these 3 platforms with 3 different goals, and when I had the goals, I could just reverse engineer the content required in order to fulfill those goals, right? So I'll definitely recommend you to do so, Mass. Also, I would like to target customers where I also have the opportunity to help with ads, go high-level lead magnets, automations, and so on. There we go, nice. Very good idea to add more services to make you more irreplaceable and also charge more. As I better like setting up those things and have a good number of case studies now. Congratulations, man. How can I position myself better to target people who are interested in that kind of thing when they need a new website? I think, bro, when people need a new website, right, it is a sign of them needing help with something. And most old school business owners, handymen, restaurants, these things, they believe, well, if we get a better website, we will get more clients, right? So at the end of the day, all businesses struggle with the same. They struggle with leads, client, cash, rev, scale, basically, right? Of course, there is outliers that struggles with like optimizing profit or optimizing systems, but at the end of the day, it is to make money. These people, that they are looking for solutions that can make them more cash, right? So I think, Mads, it's just whenever you fix their website, it's like, hey, now that we have this beautiful website, why don't we set up some ads that will attract some more leads to this beautiful website that you've spent a lot of money on? And then they're like, hey, we don't know how to run ads. And then you're like, hey, I know how to run ads. And then you do that. And then the leads start to come in. And then they're like, this is a mess. We don't know what to do with the leads or how to follow up with them or how to build a pipeline. And then you'll be like, Mads, but we can build your Go High Level pipeline, right? So I think it's cool that you have this website thing that you know works. But at the end of the day, bro, it's just communication, right? And positioning. Right, it's just communication and your messaging. So what should people know Mads for? The website guy or the full stack automation ads guy for handyman that brings them 10 qualified leads per month. So I think let's just like start tweaking up your communication and test new angles where you present yourself in the front end as a more authority, right? What should I consider? Yeah, I got it. What should I consider when setting my prices for having a website made by me? Well, it depends, bro. If you're making websites for companies making 10K a month or companies making 100 million a year, let's say, these are the only two things that determines your pricing, right? And that's the cruel part about business, bro, right? It's that there are maybe, let's say, out of 100%, there are maybe, let's say, 5% of businesses that is doing these numbers, and then there's like 60% and above doing 10K, right? Which means that all agencies want these people over here, so it might not be the right case. But Mads, in terms of pricing, you just wanna, I would say, of course, look at your own expenses and time, and then set yourself a minimum rate, and then try your best to target people who have money so that they can pay you more for your time. If not, then all good, because you can just make a service, as you said, for example, a landing page through Go High Level and recurring, the way you like stack volume instead of high ticket. So it depends on the model here, bro. But I would say for a website, I wouldn't charge below $2,000, especially not in your niche. Like these people are very old school. So like 2K for a website and also your time and expertise is definitely what I'd do if I were you, bro. All in all, my questions are, how can I create a more leveraged business? And as I now have 35 plus completed websites and would like to focus more on not only creative part, but also helping people make money from the things behind the website, Danish market. Keep up with your videos. They're super exciting to follow, and I'm a huge fan. Thank you so much, Mads. I think, bro, you're really, really on track here, bro. Add more services to the 35 people that you have helped. Reach out to them first and be like, hey, like we have added some services. Don't say it this way, but the principle, bro, of like, hey, we've added these services and we now offer these. Is there anything that we can help you with now that you have your website and it's done and dusted? Is there anything that we can do for you? So see if you can get like a handful of case studies where you also have full service. I think you mentioned you might have. And then it's just about pitching and selling that, bro. So what you can do, bro, is that instead of if this is your website business and this is the new one, don't cut this off to scale this, right? You can just like, I think it's easier if I show with my hands. You can just, if this is your current business, bro, right, and you want to scale the full stack, then don't drop it and then scale. Just like slowly do like this so that you still sustain revenue and peace of mind while scaling the thing that you really want to scale. Or find a person, hire them as the right-hand person, pay them 15 to 20K Danish per month to manage the agency, and you get all of the profits from it. So you still have it as like an entry price of working with Mads, and then you maybe introduce the full stack as like a premium. This is basically just a coffee philosophy, right, of having multiple different, it's the same core product, but packaged in different ways for different clients that has different needs, right? So I wish you all the best, Mads. You are already above the hardest point, so just keep going. This is literally the worst video I've seen in a while. That is also a compliment. If you've watched a lot of videos and this is the worst one, then shit. Daniel here has a question. Thanks, man. In your case, you have Denmark and English market. Where is it easier to get clients? I'll read your entire question and then run it up, bro. Because for all of my journey, I focused on the English market and was a bit unstable. Made 48K in total, but I made a raw 18-minute Charlie Morgan style video of my experience with that business model, consulting, growth, operating to the Portuguese market, and without expectations got 2.5K. On a second channel with 19 subs, grew to 190. 8 calls, dozens of followers, all within 48 hours. That's nice, bro. The reason I asked is this a proof of concept? Does this mean there's a gap? Because the online money market in Portugal is all Iman Gatsi style bits and unauthentic. Much love, bro. So first of all, bro, I would say Denmark and Portugal is not completely the same market, but the key here is your native market, right? Can you make more money, and is it easier to acquire clients in the country where you speak the same language as your ideal customers, right? And in Denmark, it is 100% easier for me to get clients. Simple as that, especially with paid ads. Because if there's an English person talking English on ads in Denmark, people naturally have a distance relationship to that person. Whereas when they see me speaking Danish, it's like, oh, he's a fellow Dane. Nice. Let's see what he got to say. So it's definitely cheaper for you, bro. And I've spent multiple hundreds, thousands of dollars on testing this. So here, like it is always cheaper with paid ads to acquire clients in your native speaking country versus abroad. Simple as that. All right. So I think, bro, here in your case, right, let's say that your native country was India. This is not me firing shots at India. I would never ever do so. But for example, if you were native in India and running a course or a high ticket product, you would probably not make that many sales due to the simple fact that the demographic just not have the buying power of 3, 4, 5,000 US, right? In your case, Daniel, Portugal, I don't know a lot about Portugal, but I know a lot about Denmark, right? And in Denmark, there's been a lot of online courses, which means that the market in Denmark is extremely educated, right? It is like people know what an online course is in Denmark. So it's an educated market, which sometimes is good selling to because they understand what you're preaching, sometimes not. But it seems like to you, Daniel, in Portugal, that the market is not really educated, right? It's still very like Iman Gatsi, beginners, this kind of thing, right? So I think, bro, huge proof of concept, right? That you booked 8 calls from 18 minutes of work. So what I would do, bro, is that keep scaling your native business, have a native offer, product, and like setup in place while you go internationally, because the native setup will fund your international setup. That's what I did, bro. I funded and used the profits from Denmark to go international, so that I now have built myself an international foundation that is a lot more profitable now than when I started out. So that would be my best advice to you, bro. And I wish you all the best. That is it for... Feel free to give me some more context, Daniel. I'm happy to help more out. I think I'm one of the only people in Denmark that has really taken it internationally as a native. Not to say that it's like, oh, then Fred is an absolute legend, but it's just... It was a big focus point of mine because I really wanted an international audience and an international brand and work with people abroad. So like I really spent a lot of money and trial and error and team resources of like cranking and cracking the international scene. All right. Next thing on the to-do list here is the business stat sheet. So if you're new here, I always track 1 day prior. So today is the 10th, which means that we have to track the 9th of July. So first we just remember my daily updates channel, so we don't have to go back. 3, 4, 5, that's an easy one to remember. And then my main channel that is currently at 6, 4, 17. So 6, 4, 17. My Instagram is currently at 20,996. And my daily updates is at 3, 4, 5. Almost forgot, even though I said that it was easy to remember, huh? I did have a subscription cost yesterday, but I didn't make any money. So let me see here. Yesterday. Not that card. Yeah. It's 26 bucks on Slack. So that is all G. If you're new here and watching, I currently don't bring on any new clients, so that's why my cash and revenue is basically only payment plans from existing clients. So that's why it's very slow. It's completely on purpose. That was business stats for the day. To-do list. So today I've just been writing out my program. Man, it's so boring watching this. It's just every single thing that I do every day is just manage clients, and build my program and write content. And I write my content off the stuff that I write in my program. I just frame it differently. So yeah, that's what I do all day. Then I went for a walk, and I'll go for another walk after. Yeah, that's it. For strategy, I just wanted to run you through these numbers right here. This right here is $110,000 in client wins in 14 days. And I only have 15 clients inside of Slack, right? This means that on average, a client of mine added $8,000 to their business in the last 14 days, which is nuts. And I just wanted to emphasize the importance of taking good care of your clients. If you pay attention to all of the questions that is on this channel, and I don't blame you, it's always client acquisition related. Like, how can I get more clients? How can I grow? How can I add more services to make more money from clients? How can I scale my business? Whereas one of the key things to make more money in your business is just to have happier clients, stick around for longer, and pay you more. Like, that is one of the best ways that you can make more money, because it will always be easier to have an existing client that is happy about your partnership to pay you than to go out on the street, find a stranger that gets to pay you, all right? And that is also why I'm dedicating such a long time to build my product. There's not a lot of people that shuts down all enrollment and all new cash to basically just build a program. But that's what I've decided to do, right? Because I've realized how much money I make when my clients make a lot of money. Like, that is exponential, right? So if I can dedicate, let's say 10 weeks now, I've built my program for the last 10 months, but like now I'm dedicating 10 weeks to like really dial it in and get in the zone and record, and working with a graphic designer only for this project to like build all the visual models and the course frameworks. And I've realized that if I can just make this product so incredibly good, then in a year's time, my business will probably make 30-40% extra just because of the fact that the product is good, because then I don't have to spend so much time, energy on acquisition and ads and setting and this and that, because I just have to have the best product in the world, you know. So I just wanted to, I've only been able to have this realization after I made some money, because I do have the cash reserves and everything to just like, I don't have to make money for the next few years, right? And I'll still be very good. This is, again, not to brag. This is me completely transparently telling you that thing of like having some cash on hand is the thing that allowed me to zoom out. But I wish that there was someone of my mentors in the past that told me, hey Fred, instead of being so focused all the time on ads and acquisition and sales team and content and all of these things, just like take a step back, bro. Build your product even better, so that you have a higher lifetime value, higher renewal rate, higher satisfaction, getting more referrals, because you make more money that way, right? And if you can add 10-15% every month to your business bottom line from referrals or renewals, you will basically outpace all of your competitors by 10%, let's say 7% every month. Try to go to ChatGPT and be like, if I'm making 40K a month, and I'm making 7%, basically like incrementally. How do you say it in English? I only know the Danish word. If percentage-wise, right? If you add 7% every single month to the 40K, and then in a 2-year period, how much money would I be making every month? It's like insane, right? And I have those numbers. Like I've embedded that into my head of like, this is the importance of client satisfaction, right? So I just wanted to show you random 2 weeks from my mentorship client. You can also see it's some 15K, 7, 7, 7, 6, 5, 5, and I did an 18k deal. There's some good deals, man, and it's like only on 15 people. Half of them doesn't even use Slack. They're just there for me and the calls and the support, but whatever. I just wanted to show you, and I just wanted to touch base on the importance of having a really good product. Let me see if I went through all comments, right? Or am I tripping? Nice, I did. All right, good. Then that is it for today's daily update video. We will of course see each other tomorrow. I hope that you hit all of your goals within your business, and I hope that you get better every single day, and I hope you'll watch along tomorrow. See you.